All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Core Chronicle. I'm Oker Loopscher, CEO of CoTech and the co-founder of the Core blockchain. And today we are discussing the Wall Money release. And before anyone panics, no, the world is not ending. The servers are not on fire. And Derek has not pushed the red button again. But yes, let's address the elephant in the room. Wall Money will not be released at the end of January. We were not fast enough, and before you grab your pitchforks, relax, because the release process has already started. This isn't a delay announcement. This is sequencing. Now, if that sounds like something I'd say to, well, buy time, fair, but this time it actually matters, and physics is real. We are not just releasing one application. We are deploying the settlement infrastructure, which requires upgrades to existing platforms, upgrades to the infrastructure, and new applications. So, let me give you the rundown of what is being deployed. Let's start at the bottom of the stack, Core blockchain. Now, because Core blockchain is the foundation, and if the foundation isn't right, everything above it becomes, well, expensive therapy. And over the past month, we've been upgrading the Core blockchain with I would say quite a long list of improvements, such as well-known address recognition, new RPC endpoints, Open Zeppelin updates, Foxar fixes, and a bunch of performance and stability upgrades. That's just to name a few. We've already deployed this on the testnet and tested it properly. And now we're in the process of deploying all Mainnet nodes. This isn't some willy-nilly task. This is a monumental task. And you might ask, the good news? Well, if you're running a node, you don't need to worry or do anything. It updates automatically. And the even better news, well, this work has already been underway for weeks. So, no drama, just engineering. And Derek asked if this means that the blockchain is getting muscles. Well, yes, Derek, it is. For sure it is. And the next part is going to be CorePass. And this one I'm genuinely excited about, because this is not just an overhaul. We've introduced so many new things, including the CorePass passkey. This means platforms can now use CorePass as a login system that is passwordless, usernameless, formless, and doesn't ask for your life story. You can literally register without entering any personal data, not even a Core ID. You're basically anonymous by default. Only if the platform actually needs additional information, well, will or does it request it through what we call enrichment, or the second phase registration, which is the data request that we all know, well known in Ping Exchange. And even then, we recommend privacy-first data, like, I would say, the Core ID, email, age verification, 18 plus, 21 plus, depending what services, and data expiration. Yes, data expiration. Your data can literally expire, which is something that I would say the internet should have invented about 20 years ago. Now, the passkey also includes multi-local support, native web auth, mobile-first registration, QR-based browser login, AA guide allow list. It's really difficult to say all these names. The data expiration in minutes, and then ID impotent registration. Yes, this $25 word refers to an operation, function, or action that produces the same results regardless of whether it is performed once or multiple times. It ensures that repeating an action like API request or database updates or physical button presses does not create unintended side effects or change the state after the initial execution. And last but not least, two-phase registration, which finish and enrich, basically. We've also expanded the CorePass into a full multi-chain wallet, meaning you can now send and receive these assets in CorePass. That is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Chain, Polygon, and Solana. And all tokens on these chains can now be imported and also sent and received. Yes, including USDC stable tokens, STC2, and of course the STC1, most powerful of all. The core blockchain stable tokens are also importable too. We have also updated the CorePass with the new onboarding version 2, the recovery flows, the account creation, the seed storage flows, and NFT purchases are now smoother. No more staring at that waiting for the voucher screens like you're waiting for a pizza delivery from 2004. Sorry, guys. And then lastly, I want to say KYB is well underway with some good progress that has taken place. And then lastly, on CorePass, we're going back and forth with the approvals and testing as required with the Google and Apple stores. This is out of our control. Because basically, that's how real compliance works. It's not glamorous, but of course it's necessary. So, the next big one. Yes, Ping Exchange update will be released before Wall Money. And you might ask, but why? Well, because every on-ramp, off-ramp, forex, conversion, stock, or commodity and instant swap inside Wall Money uses live market orders on Ping Exchange. And liquidity doesn't come from magic, Wingardium Leviosa. No, it comes from markets, my friends. And who does markets better than Ping Exchange? That's why Ping Exchange goes first. And what's launching? Not an exchange, more like 4-in-1. So we already have our released digital assets. But next up is digital commodities, digital stocks, and digital forex. This is all in one platform. You'll see fungible tokens, CBC20, NFTs, CBC721, fractional NFTs, retail trading interface, professional trading terminals, full portfolio views with unique NFT token IDs. We've even added categories for things like technology, collectibles, precious metals and other commodities, real estate, agriculture, and patents and innovation, music, and even entertainment. Then, of course, we have digital forex, and lastly, tokenized stocks. And yes, Arax tokenized stock will be the first digitized stock listed on Ping Exchange. Everyone keeps talking about tokenizing stocks and commodities. Derek asked a very important question. Cool. But where can I trade these digital stocks on an exchange? Well, exactly, Derek, an exchange. While most are still writing white papers, having panel discussions, and planning conferences about it, Davos, aka NYSE, we built the full end-to-end system already: issuance, trading, and settlement. Now that kind of feels good to say, doesn't it? We've also implemented multi-chain support, improved order books, fixed ratio markets, forex referencing pricing or reference pricing, instant conversions, and proper metadata displays, because smart contracts are getting, well, enriched with data, and it needs a display, doesn't it? So this platform is now in final testing, and once released, it becomes the beating heart of the ecosystem. Derek also asked if this means numbers go up. Well, Derek, this means numbers exist. Now, let's talk about MoneyX, our stable token minting platform. All stable tokens are now deployed on Core Blockchain testnet in the Devon network. And they've been tested independently in markets and even across ecosystem flows. And I'm pretty happy to say so far, everything we've thrown at it has worked flawlessly, which is exactly what stable money should do. Basically, be boring, but in a good way. Now, the next platform up for discussion is Wool Money. Now, Wool Money brings all of this together. Basically, the core banking, the on-ramps, the off-ramps, the markets, even the settlement. And, well, we can even include payments, basically. So, we've already secured our first partner, which is a health insurance company, as one of the first value-added services that comes with the Wool Money bank accounts, or let's say, profile. And we're actively working on additional partners and services to expand what Wool Money offers beyond the just banking. Because this isn't just a bank, it's a financial power platform. Now, we've also agreed upon the final designs and the cards of the cards, and we will be shipping it off to the print house. I have to say, albeit a bit of a compromise, we are still happy with the outcome. Sometimes you are limited in what you can do, and you can't be as creative as you'd like to be. But we settled, on a compromise, so... Then we're going to talk about CorePort, which is a brand new platform that we have completed and is essential. It is where payments basically get, well, let's say, interesting. We've expanded Pay2 into the full payment services. Payment links, QR codes, merchant tools, payment splitting, intra-bank transfers, and even payment expirations. This is built for merchants and individuals who basically want to use the core infrastructure. It also enables cross-currency payments. For example, someone pays in XCB and the merchant receives it in USDX, or the other way around, if you like. Behind the scenes, well, this creates instant market orders. No middlemen, no guessing. Basically, just execution. And some might say decentralized peer-to-peer market making, but with real people. It also serves to mention that the debit card transactions are currently in progress, and we are busy testing that payment gateway for on-ramping via debit card. This platform ties directly into Wool Money and the settlement layer. So I think it serves to say that I presume you would like to see what all the fuss is about, right? Well, let's have a look. Okay, so as you can see here on my screen, I am showcasing you the very familiar Ping Exchange and the CorePort. Now, the Ping Exchange, this is not just a flex, but I can flex a little. If not, why not, when not, want not. But we've got commodities, stocks, and Forex, of course. And this is all currently under testing and ensuring that everything is functioning 100%. But there is a specific reason and method to the madness on why I'm showing you the exchange also. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, also what I have here is the CorePass applications, and I've got two phones here. Here you can actually see the new Solana and Polygon as well as the USDX. And we will be utilizing these two accounts to do the various things with the payment links and the pay to and the CorePort and everything that we want to do to show you how the settlement layer actually works. Now, this is the CorePort platform. We have, of course, payment, donation, booster, ramp, but we're going to do a payment. And we're going to start off with this part. I'm first going to put in the core ID of the receiving address, and then we can go and select, of course, the currency, the stable token that we want. We can put in the amount, and here you can actually go and have a look on the 700 currency pairs that we have, like we told you. We will do XCB and CTN, and of course, why don't we use ZAR, where I am from? Maybe let's even use Thai baht. I don't know. Why not? So we've got multiple currencies that it can actually now showcase what is the value that we will be sending of how much is $500. And then, of course, here you've got for merchants. Now, this can either be for merchants or you can actually be an individual that's requesting a payment and things like this. But this is just to showcase you how you create this payment link. So we'll call this the Okie Dokie Show. I'm not going to fill in all the rest of the details, but you can fill in all these informations and things for yourself. And then, of course, here's some interesting parts. We've got allowed tipping. We have theme options, which you can actually customize it. We've got webhooks that you can put in. And we've got transaction splitting. I'm just going to pause here for 1 second. Imagine you are a service provider and you have service providers yourselves or manufacturers or whatever. Well, right here, you can actually split this transaction that they can be paid on sale of the product, for example. So let's say you've got a mobile phone and you've got a screen producer, you've got a case producer, and you've got and the rest of the phone producer. Then, of course, you make your own profit. And on top of that, you also need to pay your taxes. So what you do is you split into 5 payments, instantaneously 1 payment. And what happens is how it does that is it creates a temporary blockchain wallet. Every transaction is an individual temporary wallet. And then it executes the payments flawlessly to split it into the 5 payments that you want to. Of course, you can do 1 payment, it can be 3 payments. It can be however many splits. You can even have more, but given that the URL links and things like this can break easily, we prefer to keep it to 5 for now. But anyway, this is just to explain that part to you. Now, of course, you've got your plain link, you've got your HTML button, you've got your tailwind, and I'm going to copy this URL address, and I will paste the new URL address in here. And there you can see it's got $500 for the USD. And here, remember, we selected those things so we can have a look at Thai baht. So how much is $500? It's 15,708 Thai baht. ZAR is 7,974 bucks, as we refer to it in South Africa, or rands. XCB is 2,883, according to this Ping Exchange market orders. CTN is 20,161, but we'll stick to USD. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say pay. And here's where the interesting part comes in. Here we have Wall Money and Partners for instant intra bank transfers, fast, secure, and typically free of charge. So if anyone and the Wall Money Partners, so anyone in our banking group, so you've got multiple different banking groups. Now we're part of one group, and this group with our license. So with this group, all the partners that are there, you can actually do these payment links too. Then we've got the Pay2 platform, which you all are familiar with. And of course, remember I told you we're busy working on debit cards? Well, there she is. But we're going to use the Pay2 to showcase to you how this is happening. Here, of course, is your fee structure breakdown. You can say agree. And now it creates the payment link. Now I'm going to send my USDX. As you can see here, my USDX I'm going to send from here. And I'm going to say send, and like normal, scan the QR code like you would do with any of the other assets. And of course, we are doing 500 schmackaroonies. So I will make that transaction and send the transaction now. So let's try and do it so that you all can see that. And then what we do is we look here. You see, pay to opened. Okay, processing payment is being processed. There you go. It has been processed. Confirming on the blockchain itself. So now it is confirming on the blockchain, and we will just wait for it to process. I will have a look here if I have received it. I've already received it. So I received it on this phone, and there I can even go onto the Transaction Explorer and see that I have sent it. There you go, 484.99999.15 USDX was the fee. And that's basically how this payment mechanism works. But now let's also go and have a look at a different solution. I will now go and refresh this one. And then what we'll do is we'll do a ramp service. And what I will do is we have here the receiver. So we have to put in here, for example, a company name. We can put here, let's say, Core is the receiver, and the description services. We'll just do that. Enter the Core ID. So the receiving Core ID, we will enter in here, right? And then, of course, you've got your payment links and everything. And I will copy this URL, and I will, of course, paste it here. Right, and there you can see the ramp service. Now, I'm going to say I want to have USDX, and I want to off-ramp. And what I want to do is I want to do this to Core Coin. Now, I can now go and either enter in here. So I got to enter in here the receiver address, which is this one. Receiver address is this one. Okay. And now what I can do is I can go and say next. So when I click here on next, it's now going to ask me for the amount. Now, here's where the interesting part comes in. You can see here in the order book itself, we've got 1,450. That's a total of $270. So let's say we want to do a market order of $300 in the XCB USDX. Now, here's the interesting part. You can see there it's giving you the exchange rates. So it gives you the average exchange rates at which you're going to buy, which is 18 cents. Basically, if we go and we say we only want 400, the rate is going to be a little bit different. Sorry. Let's go here, 400. And there you can see, this is $400. Sorry, I got to say, let's say we're going to do 50. Let's do, $50. Sorry. I keep on making my own mistakes. So I will get 323 XCB where there's 400 here. And here you can actually see it's on 15 cents. Now it's giving me like the average price of what this is basically. So 15 cents is what I will get at when I take this, because what is going to happen here with this off-ramp is that I will literally buy the market order because I'm off-ramping via the market order. Now, I'm just going to show you. We'll do 500, and we're going to try and, so the address that will send the tokens, So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how I'm going to get insufficient balance because there's not enough in the order book. So we'll go next, and it's going to give me an error. There you go. Only 42.83% available. Maximum you can sell is 219.07 USDX. So that's how much I can actually off-ramp onto. So we can try again, and we're going to go and select Core Coin, and we will put in the receiver wallet address, which I need to do here now again. Here we go. And we will say next. And I will put the amount, and let's say we're going to do 185. I don't know. I like that number. So we're going to get 1,033 XEB, and we're going to pay about 17 cents, 17.9 cents. Now I got to put my core ID that I'm going to be sending it from. So I'm putting in that core ID, and I will say next. And here's where the interesting part's going to come in. Now it has checked it. It's checked that it is available in the order book. And I can now go and say, use my USDX. I'm going to send it, scan the QR code. And here we go, scanning the QR code. And I'm putting in 185. There you can see 185, transaction preview, and send now. Now I am sending it. It has been sent. As you all know normally how it's done, I click here, confirm. And now we are waiting for the blockchain confirmation. This may take a few minutes. You will receive approximately so many XCB. So it's going to give you all the information of, yeah, there you see the order has already taken place. Selling order is submitted on exchange. Please wait. And this is why we are having this, so that I can showcase you in real time the market orders that this is doing. This is revolutionary, guys. This is like amazing to have this type of interconnected mechanism to do these things. It is every single time I do this, I'm just, I'm in awe. I love this so much. So we're now waiting for the confirmation actually, but here's the interesting part. We're going to now see the XCB. And here you go. I've already got the incoming transfer that's come in. It's so fast that I already have it. We're still waiting for the information from the exchange itself because the transaction is happening so fast. As you saw, it was like even before it even changed on the status, the order had already taken place. So the interconnection and the communication in between is so fast, but the actual data itself, the transfer, is a little bit slower. And of course, we're also waiting for some more blocks in the exchange and things like this for it to verify the transaction. So it's still saying selling order is submitted on exchange. Please wait. This is the interesting part. So we are busy working on those things to see how we can solve that. There you go. The transaction was processed. You can even check it on the Block Explorer. And now to really prove to you that it is not just XCB, we're going to do on the Sepolia network, I've got some Ethereum here. We're going to do a USDX order here on Ethereum. And I'm going to do exactly the same one that we've done. Make another transfer. USDX, but this time we're going to do Ethereum. And I'm going to have my receiving Ethereum address. Right now, I will tell you in this address, I have 0.0278 Ethereum I have in this address. Now, I'm going to say we want to do, let's say we want to do $350. Sorry. We just need to fix that little UI there. So we're going to get 0.03. We can see in the market book there is enough. And this is where I will be sending the tokens from. Yes, that is correct. 1E15. Yep. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say submit. And it's going to ask me to send the USDX. As normal, I'm going to send it. Scan with the QR code. Scanning the QR code. And now I've got to put in 350, like we have said here. Transfer. There's we are busy making sure, because there's a little glitch that it doesn't pick up the amount in the QR code, but it will do it now. But it is an update that we actually have that's coming in. So I'm going to send now, and there you can see successfully sent. I will confirm it here. And it's already selling order is submitted on the exchange. Please wait. So it's already happening. You see there, it's already taken place. So it's already 0.09805. And that is how fast this is happening. It is just insane how quickly and how responsive this whole system is. So now what we're doing is now we need to wait for the transaction to take place. I will be refreshing my wallet here and to see when I receive it. Let's see. There we go. I've received it already. 0.06158 Ethereum. And we are still waiting for the information from the exchange to be permitted, but the transaction's already taken place. This is actually so much fun to do. Every single time that I do this, I am just in awe and I really enjoy it. But this is to show you the true power, people, that we have really made it that you are doing all the orders through the exchange. Everything's now going to start happening through the exchange. You want to know where liquidity comes from? Here's your proof. Exactly here. That's why we're saying to you, come to the exchange, work in the exchange. This is for, imagine now, this is exactly what I'm going to show you here. Digital assets, commodities, stocks, forex. Imagine how much we can do. There you go. Transaction is done. Everything's completed. What more do you want? Actually, how much more simpler would you like it? Right, let's move on to the rest of the show. So, here's the realistic timeline. Over the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be releasing the core blockchain upgrades, CorePass, pending, of course, also the Apple and Google approvals. Then it will be Ping Exchange, the stable tokens, and the first tradable tokenized ARAX stock. Then it will be Wall Money, and this, of course, is dependent on the bank approval of our software with their testers, and then it will be CorePort. Some approvals are out of our hands. App stores and bank security testers still like to, basically feel important. But we are confident, actually very confident, that by February, the full core settlement ecosystem will be live. Not pieces, not promises. The real thing. And yes, it took longer than expected, but we didn't come this far to ship something, let's say, half-baked. Derek asked if this is when it stops being features and starts being infrastructure. Yes, Derek, 100% correct. That's exactly it. An infrastructure and an ecosystem. So, thank you for sticking with us. The settlement has officially begun. One could say, I believe this topic is settled. Maximum effort is applied, and until next time, keep it real, keep it self-custodial, and keep building.